We like old adverts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to We Like Old Adverts. I'm Joe, this is Connell, and we've got Jim here as well. We've been scouring the internet for some old, weird, strange, bizarre adverts. We're going to go through them, and you can get involved too near the end. We have been doing this for years now. Honestly, we are that pathetic, so we thought we might as well let you come on board and have a look as well. So I'm going to go first, present to my lovely friends here. It's quite a familiar advert. We're going to go all the way back to the 1980s. Let's have a little look.
Have you made the boat fast? You ought to paint the mast. You can say without any reply. But what about the Bran Flakes? Real Kellogg's Bran Flakes is what they all reply. They're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty. Have you scrubbed the fore deck? Did you get a weather check? A barracuda's biting your bow. But what about the Bran Flakes? Real Kellogg's Bran Flakes is what they all reply. They're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty. Kellogg's Bran Flakes. They're very tasty.
There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot to unpack in that one.
Who's it aimed at? It seems they seem to be a family of jaunty chimney sweeps that somehow own a yacht. And all of their other jaunty chimney sweep friends own a yacht as well. And no one has ever, when asked about what Bran Flakes taste like, but no one has ever replied going tasty, tasty, very, very tasty.
They taste like wood. I eat them every day, but it's not because they taste nice. It's because I don't want to be crude, but they make everything run like clockwork.
Right.
Yeah.
I do understand.
Go right through you.
Keep you regular.
Yeah, I do understand why they've avoided that. But this is quite a common thing that you get in the adverts from the 1980s in particular, isn't it? Like the idea of class is very prevalent, and it's a little bit confused because that was very aspirational, wasn't it? It seemed to, because it had such a sort of working class feel, but it was clearly
like Chaz and Dave thing going on.
He didn't dress like Louis the 14th. I just like this idea. So she's playing this archetypal scolding wife. Like, have you done this? Have you done that?
Yep.
And he's playing this henpecked husband. But they're on a yacht. How am I meant to make that connection with?
Have you cleaned the floor yet? I don't know. Just go and ask the help, because clearly we're paying for it.
Yeah,
we're rich.
They'd be uncomfortable with that though, Connell. I think that they're very new money, aren't they? Very clearly, it would seem. And he does not look happy to be there, does he?
Like, but they are tasty, Jim. You cannot argue on their tastiness.
Maybe he's just
20 times.
So focused on how very tasty his Bran Flakes are. He's fed up with having this song in his ear. He just wants to sit there and concentrate on that. And actually, this is ruining his holiday.
My favourite bit is at the end where they're stood facing each other and he's kind of shouting it in her face. Tasty! They're tasty! Leave me alone! Clean your own floor!
They both turn at the same time. They're all like that. This is something everyone can get on board with. On board. But and they're all dressed in the same thing. Did you notice? They're all wearing blue and red.
Yeah.
It's this weird Stepford Wives kind of... And just there's a creepiness, like there's some kind of yacht dogging going on there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. They're definitely easily nipping over and swapping, aren't they? But the thing is, as well, like, where are they? They appear to be out at sea. Like, it's quite
not in Rime of the Ancient Mariner.
Seems like some sort of hellish, weird dystopia that they're stuck in.
Yeah, the Bran Flakes are just a mirage because they're tasty Bran Flakes, and everyone knows Bran Flakes. No one eats them for taste. You'd have something nice like Sugar Puffs if you wanted taste.
Yeah. It's the only thing they've got left, and they're marooned at sea. No petrol or whatever.
I just feel sorry for them. Just feel really sorry for those people. That's my takeaway from that advert. It doesn't make me want Bran Flakes. Do either of you want any Bran Flakes right now? I certainly don't.
And I eat them every day. I don't want them, but my body goes, can I have just a bit of Bran, please? And they go, yeah, all right, in the morning. Did I mention they're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty? I can't stop singing that jingle. I wanted that earworm to go to you as well, because they love to cockney knees up in 80s adverts.
Yes.
That's the best bit for me. The like Chaz and Dave element to it. Like, knees up, good old laugh at this nagging wife of mine. I love it.
And I like the logic of the song just doesn't work. She says, I don't know, all these kind of very hackneyed boating terms like, oh, have you scrubbed the deck? A barracuda's eating your bow. Have you polished the mast? Have you swept the rudder? I don't know. Then she goes, But what about the Bran Flakes? What about the Bran Flakes? That's apropos of nothing.
They're going to run out of those soon as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then
so
I'll look
far
at your
out.
leg and it'll like turn into a big chicken drumstick like it did in the cartoons.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my contribution to the show today. So yeah, Joe's doing the buttons. So take it away, please, mate.
I bought this Scotch Video Tape back in 1984. Do you know, it was guaranteed for a lifetime. They said it didn't matter how many recordings I made, every one would be as good as the first. Well, I had my doubts about that at the time. But I don't know. I'm beginning to believe it now.
Every recording as good as the first, or we'll give you a new tape. You can watch Scotch forever.
What a lie. That was never true, was it? That those tapes didn't deteriorate over time. I love that is actually set in 2021 as well.
Yeah.
At least because he's taped that derby
Yeah.
off the telly and they're still using VHS. I love it. I mean, I understand why you wouldn't make your own product obsolete in an advert for it. But I love the idea that the idea of a futuristic VHS player is that in the future it goes when you put a VHS in. Nothing looked very different.
That's true.
I liked that the quality of the YouTube video was quite poor in itself.
Yeah.
Like there were little bits of scratches here and there. And it's like, well, is this the proof that it's an obsolete piece of technology?
If it was guaranteed for that long, are they claiming in that advert that if any of us now had a tape from 1984 that we had repeatedly taped over, it today, literally now, here in 2020, would be the same quality? Because I think that there might be some sort of trading standards claim to be made against that.
Can I just bring up the point that we haven't quite touched upon yet? Why is he a skeleton?
Yeah. And why is he saying, oh, it's guaranteed for a lifetime? But you're clearly dead.
Yeah,
so stop trying to milk it for more than it's worth.
Is that it though? Is that it?
Cuffs.
Because he's just died, but he's not noticed because he's so entertained by the extensive video collection he's created. Actually, I think the slightly apocalyptic feel of him being a skeleton is the most accurate thing about that prediction of the future.
He's very well spoken.
1984.
So they do the sellotape as well, don't they? In America, they call it Scotch tape. They love tape. They love film. They love
tape makers, mate.
Thin plastic,
what they do,
wide, like ribbon light. They love that stuff.
Well, I mean, of course they do.
Yeah,
that's
how they bought the Bran Flakes boat.
Oh, it does kind of fill me with a kind of nostalgic glee, that video. Just the sight of the skeleton makes me feel like I'm a kid again.
Yeah.
And like just the world is full of magic and possibility and futuristic skeletons.
All right. Mine states that it's from the 80s and 90s. So I'm guessing late 80s, early 90s.
Clever.
You've got to reach that little bit higher to find the finest trees, to climb that little bit further and you'll discover better coffee.
Maxwell House have reached higher into the Colombian mountains to give you new high blend Maxwell House. New high blend Maxwell House, a new high in coffee flavor.
Wow. So the theme of that, or the selling point of that, seems to be height.
Yeah, and the music goes with that. So she never comes down in pitch. It's like she keeps getting higher, and it's one of the best songs I've ever heard.
You think?
Definitely. I don't even like coffee, but I would drown myself in a pool of coffee to hear that song again. It's fantastic.
If it was the 80s or 90s, you wouldn't have had to. It'd be on all the time. But I do like that. It does suggest that there is like a mountain of coffee that we as civilization are gradually scaling, so that the higher you get, the better the coffee is. And Maxwell House aren't even claiming to have reached the summit yet. They're just saying it's the highest yet. It's impressive stuff from them.
Yeah, and it was about that, and it was about sons.
Yes.
Yeah, having a
bring your
lovely
son
son.
to work day. How'd you get to work? Horseback.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
via the rope bridge.
Yeah. Coffee run was
Fantastic.
mental again today.
it was
Yeah.
like an Uncharted game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And that's why I like it. It's very exciting.
There's something very soft focused about 1980s adverts, wasn't there? Everything was maybe it was the quality of the televisions at the time, but it was very kind of fuzzy. Now it's sharp. I think too sharp. You know, and there's no love there. It's very kind of clean. And
does it look fuzzy though, because all of this stuff that we're seeing on YouTube has been converted from Scotch tape, which, as we know, very much degrades over time. Also, is that kid having coffee? Because he's definitely too young for it.
They're high in the Colombian mountains. I think coffee is the least there.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
they've got it pretty good.
Yeah, this is the 80s.
Colombians in the 80s go.
I've seen how it goes.
I'm just thinking that if that kid is on that journey with his dad and he's delighted about that because it's a really, very sweet, wholesome way to bond with your dad. If you then get to you reach the pinnacle of that journey and you're not allowed the thing that the journey's about, which is the coffee. Firstly, that's disappointing. So he's going to be grotty on the way down.
Yeah.
Secondly, the other option is you give him some coffee and then he'll be bouncing off the horse. It'll be
insufferable.
The horse would be riding
parenting. Yeah. It's terrible parenting.
Yeah, bad idea.
It is.
You make a good point there, Jim. This isn't how not to raise a child. Don't ever take him on a coffee run.
You can slag him off for being a bad dad, but he makes some bloody good coffee, all right?
He does.
His coffee is...
It's a rare example of a bad idea brilliantly executed.
It's fantastic, that advert.
Thank you very much for watching the first ever episode of We Like Old Adverts. But which of those adverts did you like the best? Let us know in the comments section below, and we'll tell you which was the most popular answer. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if there are any adverts you'd like us to review, just send them along, and we will do our best. But thank you very much, boys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Nice one. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.